Hello and welcome. Let me show you how you can make your own 2D assets for your game. Now, don't worry, we're not going to make anything fancy or anything complicated. We're going to keep it very beginner friendly, very simple, and it's still going to look cool because you're going to make it, right? When you make your own assets, there's so many advantages to this. You can go on the net, you can go on itch.io, download a whole bunch of stuff, right? But then unless you're sticking to a certain pack, you're gonna have different styles. And sometimes mashing styles can be really cool, sometimes can be really, really cool, and sometimes can be a bit jarring, right? But the worst part of it is when you have an idea and you want a specific tile or a specific enemy or a specific thing, an item, and you can't find it. Like you really want that to make the level come together, but you just cannot find it. If you make your own stuff, not only is everything going to have the same style, your style, but you're always going to be able to find the assets that you want. But because all you need to do is imagine it and then draw it in. Right. So let's do this. Don't be afraid. Just try it out. Don't make the most amazing looking game. Don't go like, "Ooh, I'm going to do something as cool as Metal Slug or something like that," right? Just do something very simple. You can go as simple as Pac-Man, right? And it's going to feel amazing because it's going to be everything drawn by you, done by you. Everything's going to come together in your own style. Just try it out. We're going to go real simple, right? So, to begin with, we need Piskel. What is Piskel? It's basically Microsoft Paint, but better. It's specific for pixel art. I was going to say pixel art. Specific for pixel art, right? When you hover over the thing, you can see the little square and all that. So it's much nicer to tap it in like where you need it. It's completely free. Go on the net, piskel.com something .io. I forget now. Just Google Piskel. Get the desktop version. Download it. If you're using GDevelop, we're gonna use GDevelop for like showing you how to place your own stuff. But don't use the inbuilt one. Use the desktop version because the desktop version has the export option as PNG with the specific frame. It just makes everything so much easier, right? Just get the desktop version. So much nicer. And that every time you have a little free time, just open it up and start experimenting. Just start drawing stuff. Well, anyways, enough talking. Let's get to drawing. So this is Piskel. Again, basically Microsoft Paint, but more cool, more appropriate for making Piskel art. God damn it. Pixel art and animations and stuff. But we're going to do something real simple that every game needs, which is platforms. So to begin with, let's go here on the side, and it has these arrow things. We're going to click it. We're going to make sure these two are checked. The keep the aspect ratio and the resize the content. And then we're going to change these numbers to 8, 8. So 8, and then the bottom one already changes to 8. Then we're going to press enter. What that means is we just made the resolution 8 by 8, which means 8 squares like that by 8 squares, which is tiny. It's 8 pixels by 8 pixels. It's so small. This is from the 8-bit era. Think the very first Super Mario games. I'm pretty sure Mario was an 8-bit sprite, the little one, right? And we're going to use this to make a platform. So, to begin with, a tile usually is a square thing. So let's make a square. Like that. And done. There you go. We have a square. Now, real simple. We can go here, click our paint bucket. And if you select a different color, like for example, orange, and you go like this, that's an asset. That's a platform. Just like that, you've got yourself a platform. I know that that's not going to be it. I'm going to make more stuff. Don't worry. But I'm just trying to exemplify that it can be that simple. It doesn't always need to be complicated. You can make something like that, an orange square, and then grab the white color and the pencil, and you can do, I don't know, something like this. Is there a? We need one more to make the question mark. Wait, can we? Let's go like this. We go that, like that. We take these ones. We go one more, and like this. All right, it's a little scuffed. Let's go like that. You get the idea, right? You can make like a question mark thing. I don't know. You get the point, right? It can be so simple and you can make an asset just like that. You don't need to be afraid to experiment with this. But, anyways, we want to make a platform. So, this could be the basis of our platform. Now, I'm going to go and make something like this. And now I'm going to take away the corners. I'm going to right click and I have the delete or the transparent color. So if I use the right click on these, it's going to make them transparent. And by removing the corners, I made it rounder. Ooh, there's a square missing. Right. Now it's looking more like something. Now it kind of looks like a treasure chest or a bag. Right? But it needs a little bit of color to transform it. And here's the cool thing about pixel art. I'm going to change this to full so you can see like a preview, even though we don't really need a preview. Because this is for like previewing the animation when we have more frames. But anyways, when it comes to pixel art, the smallest change on the pixel, like changing one pixel, like for example, if you had it like this, maybe like that. Now it looks like it's opening. Go like this. Yeah, it looks like it's opening or something. And if we had, I don't know, let's be silly. If we had two dots, now it looks like a little face and with an open mouth. Right? Look at that. All it took was a couple of pixels. But that's not what we want. We want a platform. So let me get rid of this. Right? Let's go into colors. And I'm going to be honest with you. If this is your first video on my channel, I am legally blind. I mean, quite literally blind. Right? I got less than a tenth of vision and zero peripheral. So, and seeing colors is really hard. It's like my weakest, even within like my shoddy eyesight, colors is still even worse. So I'm not really sure if this is a green. Like seeing greens is really hard, but I know it's somewhere between blue and yellow. But let's roll with this one. So I got a green. I hope this is a green. And by changing the color of that one, look at that. Now it looks like a patch, like a grass patch. And I'm going to grab this color and I'm going to make it a bit brighter. So maybe like that. Let's try it. Maybe a bright green like that. And now, even though that looks good, like that looks like a platform. That looks like some sort of greenery platform that we can use just fine. to make our game. But we're gonna make it better. We're gonna grab a darker version of that green, and we're gonna make it like sort of a shade. And shades always go opposite to the light. So what I mean by this is a floor, right? This is on the ground. So the light should be coming from above, meaning the top side is going to be clear or brighter because being hit by the sun, and the lower part is going to have a shade. Oh, wait. There we go. Dude, look at that. That looks mint. That looks so good as a platform. It has depth, it has shadows, it has everything. It looks so nice, right? And it's a tiny little thing. It's 8 squares by 8 squares. Let me show you how to improve this, right? So, because right now we can import this to GDevelop, and we can just place these side by side, right? Now let's actually do that. You know what? Let's save. So I'm gonna go here on the floppy disk. Plenty of people who have no idea what a floppy disk is. Let's click Save As. It's just like, what is a floppy disk? Well, a floppy disk is that thing that we click to save. Piscal Doodles. That's my folder for this kind of stuff. I'm gonna make a new folder. New folder. I know, it's in Moonspeak. Let's call this making your assets. Making your assets. It's fine. It's only for me, but I know it's for the series. And this is the Piscal file. Meaning this is the file we edit our art in. It's not going to be the finished product. It's not going to be the image. We're going to call this one platforms. Platforms. So this is kind of like a Word file, right? It's not the book. It's just the file with all the stuff in it, with all the pages. Right. Now to get the actual image, we're going to go here on this image thing. And we're going to go to others. And this is one of the features. For example, if you go on GDevelop itself and you work on the inbuilt Piscal, it doesn't have this feature. And this is really nice to just one-click export. It says download, but what it means is it just means save or export, right? And again, gonna go on Piscal Doodles. I'm gonna go on making your assets, and I'm gonna save here. And platform 1 already. This is fine. Click save. Now I'm gonna go on our good friend GDevelop. You're gonna add a new object. There's a sprite. We're gonna import. And why is it on my projects? Let's go tiles, and then we use this to piggyback the Piscal Doodles. Making our assets. Platform 1. You're gonna bring this here. Yep. And we're gonna change this from new sprite to grass platform. And he's so tiny. I'm not gonna be able to see this. I need to make sure I know where I'm gonna place this. Right? So I actually know to edit it. So I'm gonna put it right there. I know there's a corner there, and I'm gonna try and place it there in the corner. So I'm gonna grab my asset, and I'm gonna plop it somewhere there. And you're like, my God, that is tiny. How do you work with this? How? Do you just make like a tiny game? Like really zoomed in? No, you double click it. You click on edit with Piskel. You can do this before you export, by the way. But this is just to give you an idea of what you can do. We're going to go here on the resizing. So remember, this is 8 by 8, right? It's tiny. So all we have to do is this. We make sure that these two are checked, keep the aspect ratio, and resize the canvas content. And I'm going to go from 8 pixels, 8 by 8, to 64 by 64. 64, press enter. And now you can't tell it. You're like, it went a bit bigger. But what did I do? Well, if you notice, now it has a bunch of little squares. It's no longer 8 squares by 8 squares. It's 64 squares by 64 squares. It just looks the same because we resized it with an aspect ratio, right? We just kept doubling it up. So 8, 16, 32, 64, right? If we made an awkward size, it would look weird. But just double it up. Just keep doubling it up and like go from, 8 to 16 by 16, 32 by 32. Just keep adding 8 or adding 16s and you'll be fine. Hit apply. And now we can actually see our platform. And if I copy it and paste, it looks like a platform in a game. It looks like they're far apart because of the black outline that I gave it. But still, that looks like something in the game. If I click preview, there's our platforms. They're outside. Well, they're not supposed to be outside, but whatever. It's okay. Let's just grab them. Right. So how do we go from looking really awkward like this, like you can clearly tell these are far apart, to making it look kind of cool? Well, we're going to copy it. And now we're going to go like this. We're going to make the middle part. So to do that, we just extend. It's like we ignore the sides and we just extend it. So like this. Let me just show you. Oh, wrong color. I go like that. And like that. And I'm going to grab, I'm pressing the 1, 2, 3, 4 to change the colors on my keyboard. So now we go like that. And number 2. And like, but you're deleting the outline. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. We're making the middle part. Oh yeah, be sure to like fill in those parts. So now we have a middle part. And we're going to do exactly the same. Well, first of all, we're going to make the corners. So we're going to copy number 1 again. And now we're going to leave this side alone. And we're going to fix this side. So like that, like that, like that. Add in the pixels. All we're doing is adding in squares, just like that. So now we have that side. And now check this out. Instead of copying the first one and then doing the same thing for the other side, we're going to copy this one, right? We're going to go here on the side. It has this triangle thing. We're going to click it. And shebang. We just flipped it. So now we got one on each side. So now we're going to select these. So we got that side. I'm going to click on the export. Click download. And it already says like platform 2. This is fine. We can type in like platform corner. We're going to select number 2, click on export, click download. It's already in a place. Press enter. I'm going to hit the down arrow, and it's going to change to the next one. I'm going to hit download, press enter. There we go. So now we're going to go on gdevelop. Here is gdevelop. I'm going to go like this. Make these separate. I'm going to delete these. Now we're going to add. That's a layer. I'm an idiot. Sorry. Sorry. Click add objects, add sprites. And remember, my ass real bad. Really, really bad. Like seriously bad. Grass left. And now let's see if I can actually see which one is the left one. I'm going to import. That is so tiny. I think it was number 2. Like number 2 was left, right? I don't know. Let's go and add with Piscal, edit with Piscal. It was. Number 2 was left. And again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bump it up to 64. And you might be thinking, why don't you just do this before you export the image? Well, it's because this way, if you want to go back and edit, it's already on the 8x8, right? Because the original size, what am I doing? I need to add a new sprite, right? Add a new sprite. Sorry, I suck at multitasking. Add a sprite. We're going to call this one right. Grass right. Grass right. Yeah, so we leave the 8x8 for us to work with. And number 3 was right. Right. And when we import, we change it to the non-working version. One is for us to work and edit, and being the small resolution is way easier, right? Because we're just adding little pixels. We have so little room to work with. It becomes so much easier. And the other one, it's so big, right, that we can't work. But you can always bring it back. The same way you sized it up. Let's go grass center. The same way you made it big, you can make it small again, right? Just resize back to 8x8. Just make sure that whenever you go up in scale or down in scale, that you do it in 8s or 16s. Like you double up the original size. If you do weird stuff like 6x3 or whatever, you're going to completely destroy your asset. So now 64x64. Press enter. Click save. And now we're finally done. So now we have the sides. Let's put it there. And let's put one there. And the center. Oh, look at that. It adds so nicely. Copy. Paste the center. Look at that. We got a game. Let's say we need to jump that. And then we go like, we copy a corner and the center. Copy, paste. Then we copy this one and we paste that. Look at that. How nice does that look, really? And then we can even do like a little, maybe your character goes up, right? And then he has another one of these up there. Copy. Look at that. Just like that. And then if I bump it up, Look how good that looks, right? It doesn't look amazing, right? It's not mind blowing. It's not like, oh my God, it's the best pixel art I've ever seen in my life, right? But it is good, right? It's platforms and they look nice. They're 8 by 8. They're the simplest, smallest resolution, and we made it work. We made them look like platforms. And I didn't go anywhere. I didn't download or anything, right? I just made my own platforms, and they look decent. They look like a grassy area, like a grassy level. But now you're like, also, what's this thing in the corner? We here. Oh, okay. Whatever. Go away. Right. But now you're thinking, okay, dude, that's good and all, but how do I make more levels? Right? Do I just apply this to other stuff? Yeah. Look at this. We're going to grab the first one. We're going to, first of all, we're going to save. We're going to hit the floppy disk and we're going to hit save. Now we have our Piscal file, the thing where we have all of this stored and we add it, saved up. Now let's say the second level is a snowy area, right? What do? It's real simple. You grab the paint bucket, you go to your colors, and uh, wait, what? There we go. There it is. I was looking at the wrong place. I don't have peripherals, so let's grab a dark blue. Uh, Something's offset and it's annoying me. There you go. Is this good enough? I don't know. Let's try. Also, here's the other thing. Just try stuff. Just do things. So I'm gonna put that one to full blue. And now I'm gonna go a bit brighter. Like that. Maybe a bit darker. Like that. And oh god, I keep missing my mouse. That might be a bit too dark. But let's try. Now we're gonna get a darker version and we're gonna put it there. And yes, it is. It's not very good. It needs to be more snowy at the top. And you could be like, just make it white at the top. I don't, we could, but oh, oops. Control Z. It looks a bit nicer when you just stick to a like a theme color. Let's try it like that, maybe. I mean, it's gonna look the same. It's pretty much the same color. Let's try maybe a bit brighter, so it has more of a contrast. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, so let's say that's our snowy block. We can do the same thing for these ones, but let's try the white one. Actually, I'm curious to see what. And snow isn't exactly white white. It's like this dirty white. Oh my. There we go. That was a bit too dirty. It is a bit too dirty. I'm nitpicking. This is fine. This is fine. Let's give it a shadow. Now it's the shadow's a bit too dark, but you make your own things. We can even make it like the same bottom, right? Like that. Now it'd be like a snowy thing. But I don't like it. I would much rather the blue one. But let's try it like that. Oh, that's nice. There you go. It came together. So the white and the light blue. And then if we do the same thing for these ones, right? So we copy, we bring it down. Don't worry, I'm not gonna do the whole process of putting it into GDevelop. That was just for exemplification. But just to show you how easy it is, so we just double up those. Which color was it? Was it this one? No, it was this one. No, that's green. There we go, light blue. So just like that. And you just apply this to all of them. So now let's say you have yet another level. So you just copy that, hit there in the corner to copy. And again, you go looking for colors. And this is where your imagination starts kicking in, right? And you say, like, I don't know, you have this fiery level. So you make stuff. Oh, wait. Why is the color weird? Oh, it's because we're there. All right. Let me drag it up. And let's go to this goldeny color. We give it like that. And we make it more orangey. I already hate it, but you get the idea. But easy. You just go along with it. And we're back to orange. I don't know. I don't like this color scheme, but you get the point. You do your own things. You're a big boy. You get the gist of it, right? But look, you have that one. We have the blue one. We have the green one. Now you can do different levels, right? With just a little idea, and you can spice this up always. Like we can add. Do we still have the dark blue? Is that the dark blue or is that the green? I can't tell. I'll just pick a new one. We can try and grab like a nice blue like that. And we just add it at the bottom like that. Right? To spice up the thing a bit. Right? And you can do other things. This is like the basis of the basics. It's the most basic version of something because it's 8 by 8. Now, check this. We're going to save. And we're going to hit save. And we're going to pump it up. So we're going to go from 8 by 8 to 16 by 16. And we're going to keep the aspect ratio. We're going to do all that. We're going to hit enter to make it big. So now it's twice as big. We have twice the amount of pixels to work with, right? So we can make it, for example, a bit rounder. Or we can go like that. We can increase the size there. I recommend, let's get rid of these, the bottom ones. I recommend keeping a Pascal file for each color. Because that way, there you go. Now that the other colors don't exist, it's so much easier to select the ones we're using. The quick select selects the colors that you have on your project. So if there's no red or orange or whatever, it's not going to show up. So we can make this a bit rounder. Like that. Oh, wait, we're going like this. I think this is what I want to do. I'm not really sure. None of this is scripted, by the way. I hope you get the point, right? That one. So we can do some more fancy stuff with this one. We can make it even rounder. And I don't know. Something. I'm not seeing the big picture yet. And that's not because of the eye issue. The other thing is there's only so many pixels, right? And a lot of the times what I'm doing is just I'm filling in and filling out. Right? So now, as you can tell, we can add more detail to it. And we can start like this. So now it's very square. But we say, I want to add a couple of bumps. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to delete that one. I'm going to go like that. Then 1. Then I'm going to go on this side. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to like that. Not a bump. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that one's fine. Let's do like that. To keep things even. And now we can bring this shade down a bit. And we can round it up. And oops, like that, maybe. And we can round this one up. That one, like that. Yeah, like that. So now it has a bit more detail. I actually don't like this. I don't like that bump. It's kind of nice. There's something off about it. Let's bring it up one. One on each. We go like that. Go like that. Okay, it's a bit more even. But let's try maybe adding a line of the dark. I don't think I'm going to like this. Nope. I don't like it. See, you can experiment with this. There you go. The bump looks nice. It's giving it detail. Maybe what's missing is for one down here as well. So if you go like that, then like this. And again, see, this is all experimental. Oh, God. There you go. That's one. There's another one. Okay, so now it looks more brought together. Right? It seems like it has a theme. But I like... Oh, God. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. There we go. Yeah, it looks nice, but I preferred it when it was... I like this bottom one, but I don't like the top one. So I'm going to get rid of the top one. I'm going to make it flat. Just like that. And the bottom one, see, it has these bumps. We're going to make it so that it has sort of like this thing going on. Maybe like this. Or no, like that one. That's kind of nice. But these ones aren't matched, right? So maybe bring this up. This one up. Yeah. So it's hard. It's starting to have a bit more depth. Or better yet, let's dip this one. Yeah, it looks so much nicer now. Look at that. See? Now it has so much more detail. It looks so much nicer. And we can round it up more, but this is fine. Or we can add some some flair now, right? Wait, I'm not sure if this is gonna work, right? But my eyes see really bad when it comes to like bright stuff. But let's do like that. No. Oh god. There you go. Oh good gosh. Why do I keep losing my mouse? It's this one. And that one. Look, we got a couple of cool flowers, right? See, look how much detail we managed to put it in. And it's only a couple of pixels. And again, none of this was scripted. It's not like I had this idea in my head and it's like, I'm going to fool them into showing them that it's really easy. And it's not. I just started doing stuff, right? Added a couple of pixels. And look at that. We went from something real simple like this, right? 8 by 8, which looks amazing. Let me refresh your memory. There we go. Look how cool that looks on there, right? These lines is because of the grid in GDevelop. But look at that. This looks so cool. And this is just an 8 by 8. This is the simplest block. This is like Super Mario Bros. Style of block. I think NES, not even the Super NES. This is just the old school NES style, right? Just the blocks. And it looks so nice. And then we double it up to 16 by 16. And we just gave it a couple more details. And look at the transformation from this to this, right? And then you can go one up more to like 32 by 32. And that's when you get to Metal Slug territory. And you have like lots of really cool details, right? But right now, this would be as far as I go. Like 16 by 16 blocks, they look amazing, right? You can go all the way to 32 and give it a whole bunch of detail. But if you're new to this, just get to this. Just make something simple, 8 by 8, make your own game, just with 8 by 8. And then when you feel more comfortable, I was looking for the original 8 by 8, but we changed it. Yeah, you do this one. Then when you feel more comfortable, then you bump it up to 16 by 16 and you start adding little details like that. And as you saw, we didn't stray too far away from the original. We just added uh, a square here, a square there, and so on. And like you saw, place your squares. Unless you're doing a straight line, like unless you're doing like this straight line where you click and actually drag, like that, do it. Otherwise, if you're gonna draw, don't just like hit the black and then start drawing a shape or whatever, because that's always gonna look weird. So just click your stuff in, like that. You know, like we could we could add like another a flower, and see a flower is just a white square, and you do it like that, like a plus sign, and you have a flower, right? And you zoom in, you zoom out, like it's hard to tell that it's just a couple squares. It looks good. Last advice before we finish this episode, which is running a bit long, but that's the whole point. This is meant to be like a chill series. Use flat colors. We have 3 colors, technically 4 with the black, and the white makes it 5, or I guess 5 colors, right? But use it simple colors. So we have one green for the grass, and then a darker version of that green for the shadow. That's it. 2 colors for the grass. Don't do more. Don't go like, oh, one more shade and one more shade to like make it look really realistic. Don't do that. Do one light for the sun part, one dark for the shadow part. That's it. Two colors. Don't do any more. And then the bottom half is just one orange. We could add a shade, but no need. This looks good like this. And if there's no need for something, don't add it. You can add it in, experiment, and then if you don't like it, just go and then take it off, right? Um, and then the flower is just white, and I reuse the orange for the button, right? So very simple colors. That is part of the trick, is to use very simple colors. And just to exemplify, I'm gonna grab the orange. I'm gonna get a darker version, and I'm gonna see what it looks like with a shade. So, for example, let's say there's a shade there, like that. It doesn't look bad, but there's no need for that. Let me fill this in. Let me see if I add another layer. Yeah, again, it doesn't look bad, but there's no need for it. Like, does it look that much better? Not to me. I much prefer this one, the one without the shade. Or maybe, see, it's unneeded detail. There is no need for that much detail. The grass, the dark version of the grass, that makes it pop, right? It gives it dimension. That's cool. But the shadow there, it did nothing for me. I think it made it look worse because it took away. It made it like there was too much going on, and it took away from the simplicity and the nice colors of this tile. Now it just looks nice. It looks really nice because it's simple, right? And everything has a purpose. Everything grabs your attention in its own way. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Um, I'm gonna do this series as I'm working on my games, so I don't do a devlog of saying like I've made a platform. See it tomorrow. Right? So this way there's something else I can do like on the side while I'm working on the games, right? And I'll save the devlogs for when I have a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, like leave a comment, like, subscribe. I know it sounds like the usual shit, like nonsense from a YouTuber, but it really does help. So if you're enjoying this kind of videos, if you got all the way here, then please subscribe and leave a comment, all that stuff. It really does help. All right. Till next time. And again, if there's a specific kind of asset, if you made it all the way here, and if there's a specific kind of asset you'd like to know how to make, let me know. And as a reward for watching this whole thing and listening to me babble, I'll make the next episode about that. Okay? So until then, I hope you really enjoy this. And again, check this out. Look how cool this stuff looks. It's so simple, but it looks nice, right? It came together so nicely with just 8 by 8 pixels. Right? Till next episode. Hope you have a good time. Peace out.